Auditor of Kicea, student of Korea University, and the MC of today's program. Please do some clapping for me at least, guys. Thank you. Let us have a great evening together. The contents of this program will mainly be focusing on introduction of Kicea to the guests, congratulations to the members of Kicea for our successful outcome of the huge efforts made during the last couple of years, honoring the respectable guests who helped us and will be helping us during our run to the goals of Kicea, and also a program for kids and a small cultural exhibition. Then finally we will move to the best part of the program, that is dinner. Yes, dinner is very special as you will have a chance to try food of several countries including Korea, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, and Iran in this one single hall. I think I should not make you guys more hungry, and now we should start the program right away. Ladies and gentlemen, आज का ये प्रोग्राम बहुत ही स्पेशल प्रोग्राम है, लेकिन मैं इस प्रोग्राम को इसका सम पार्ट एक बंदे के नाम करना चाहता हूँ जो हमारे दरमियान बहुत एक्टिव रहे और वो हमें छोड़ के जा रहे हैं। जफर भाई जो हमें छोड़ के जा रहे हैं, इस प्रोग्राम के कुछ ऑनर हम जफर भाई के नाम करना चाहते हैं। प्लीज पुट योर हैंड्स टुगेदर फॉर हिम। Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to start the formal program with the recitation of Holy Quran. Brother Mustafa, engineer in Delim Industries from Saudi Arabia, will have this honor. Please say salawat.
चार टेबल केयर करनी ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹਾਂਜੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਸਾਈਡ ਤੇ ਕਰੋ ਸਾਰਾ
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألف لام ميم. ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون. والذين يؤمنون بما أنزل إليك والذين يؤمنون بما أنزل إليك وما أنزل من قبلك وبالآخرة هم يوقنون. أولئك على هدى من ربهم وأولئك هم المفلحون. أولئك على هدى من ربهم وأولئك هم المفلحون. صدق الله العلي العظيم. اللهم صل وسلم وزد وبارك على رسول الله وآله الأصحاب على رسول الله وآله الأصحاب.
Subhanallah, brother Mustafa. खुदा का जिक्र मुस्तफ़ा न करे, खुदा का जिक्र करे जिक्र मुस्तफ़ा न करे, हमारे मुंह में हो ऐसी ज़ुबान खुदा न करे. Now I would like to invite Brother Muhammad Taqi for Korean translation of the verses of Holy Quran recited by Brother Mustafa. Brother Muhammad Taqi from Yonsei University.
자비로우시고 자유로우신 하나님의 이름으로 온 우주의 주님이신 하나님께 찬말을 드리나이다. 그분은 자애로우시고 자비로우시며 심판의 날을 주관하시도다. 우리는 당신만을 경배하오며 당신에게만 구원을 비노니 저희들을 올바른 길로 인도하여 주시옵소서. 그 길은 당신께서 축복을 내리신 길이며 노여움을 받은 자나 방황하는 자들이 걷지 않은 가장 올바른 길이옵니다. 자비로우시고 자유로우신 하나님의 이름으로 알if 람 민. 의심할 바 없는 이 성서는 하나님을 공경하는 자들의 이정표요 보이지 않는 하나님의 영역을 믿고 예배를 드리며 그들에게 베풀어 준 양식을 성용하는 사람들의 이정표이며 그대에게 계시던 것과 그 이전에 계시던 것과 또한 내세를 믿는 사람들의 이정표이며 그들이 바로 주님의 아내를 받아 영화를 누릴 사람들이라.
Subhanallah. That was the Korean translation of the Arabic verses recited by Brother Mustafa. In Muslim events, after praising God, we definitely praise Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, which is called Naat. I would like to invite Brother Muhammad Raza from Iran for a beautiful Persian Naat. Salawat.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ما شاء الله اللهم كن لبني الحجة الحسن صلواتك في هذه الساعة وفي كل الساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا چگی سوی تو من در پیش و تابم یبن زهرا چگی سوی تو چرا یک شب نمی آیی به خوابم یبن زهرا دل من نمیدانم چرا از من نمیگیری نشانه حبیب منی طبیب منی بیا درمان دردم کجا جویمت چو گل بویمت بیا دورت بگردم سلام جام دل شده از میل بالب تا آمد به لبم نام زینب تا آمد به لبم نام زینب به شام عاشقان سحر آمد دوباره کو سعید گر آمد نامش ذکر لبم در بند زینبم در بند زینبم مولتی یا زینب یا زینب مولتی یا زینب یا زینب مولتی یا زینب یا زینب مولتی یا بنت خیر النساء سيدتي روحنا لك الفداء روحنا لك الفداء حبيبة فؤاد مرتضى ثمرة ببنت مصطفى يا نور عالمي يا نور عالمي شريكة الحسين شريكة الحسين مولاتي يا زينب يا زينب مولاتي يا زينب يا زينب مولاتي يا زينب يا زينب صلوات
Very beautiful nod by Brother Muhammad Raza from Japan. I'm thankful to the guests who recently came to the hall, especially the Korean guests who just entered the hall. We are really thankful for you to come here, and other guests also to make a time for our program and coming here. We are really thankful. There's a special announcement which I would prefer to make it in Urdu. Khawateen o Hazrat, especially Kicea के बोर्ड के लिए ये एक ऐलान है। इमाम बारगाह काज़मीन फ्रॉम थेगू की तरफ से कीसिया की कामयाबी पर आप सबको मुबारकबाद पेश करते हैं। On behalf of the board, on behalf of the board of Kicea, I'm really thankful to Imam Bargah Kazamin from Thegu, who came from so far, especially for this program. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to have the honor of very briefly introducing someone who had done a lot for establishment of Kicea. His day and night efforts was the thing that made us able to be united and goal-focused and organized. he and his small team has put great energy and time in order to make us able to be at the place where we are today, although there were a lot of hurdles to overcome in his way. Meanwhile, he is a PhD student at Seoul National University. Ladies and gentlemen, that person is no one but our honorable chairman, Mr. Mahdi Kashif from Iran. Please give him a big round of applause. Thank you. Now, I would like to invite him to the stage for his opening speech. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mahdi Kashif, Chairman, Korea Islamic Culture Exchange Association.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Peace and blessing of Allah, the God be upon you all. "14 centuries ago, there was a tribe, some spot in this world, from strange people, uncivil, uncultured people. We call them kind of wild people nowadays. They used to bury their babies if it was girl. There were no literate people, more than 17, in all of the hundreds of thousands of the population of that peninsula. They used to start wars and killing each other for such a silly excuses for nothing. It was their habit. And there was a man from the same spot of the world. He used to be, for a long time, a shepherd, then he became a trader. He hadn't attended any school in his life. He hadn't learned from any teacher in his life, but he brought a brilliant message in a divine book teaching morals, ethics, knowledge, and so far. He had divine message and mission. He came to the people of his tribe and then for the people of all nations. He claimed that I'm bringing message from the creator of the world, the universe. And with the same people of that tribe, he established in 23rd years only. He established a kind of civilization that could change the world. This miracle from the same people, the white people, changing them from such a situation to civil situation was not through anything than teachings, advising, training. There were no force. His morals and his ethics absorbed people, and he was a role model teaching people how it should be. Just some quotation of some of his sayings. Imagine this saying is not from this time, it's from 14 centuries ago. From that peninsula, from that tribe I was explaining, not from modern world. He was saying about peace. You should be, each and every person, you should be in peace. First, to your Lord, whatever He gives you, you should be happy. Say thanks. Whatever He doesn't give you, you should be thanks, because you know better than me. Or, you should be humble, respectful to your parents as much as you can. Even in case they oppress you. You don't have right to be behaving bad to them because they are your parents. Whatever they do, you should be respectful to them. Or especially about women. He has lots of teachings about that. is one of the quotation of his messages. You should treat women as like a flower, because they're tender creature of God. So your way of talking, if you have sons and if you have boys and girls, you should change your way of talking with your daughter. Even in these small points, he had a message. And amazingly, he was advising us to repel bad actions with your nice reaction. If someone is doing bad to you, you respond it with your nice reaction. Like he's your devoted friend. Don't think he's my enemy, I should do something to react. And you should be merciful to all mankind, and all animals, and all plants. These are his quotation of his message. Is not my message. So imagine all of this divine message was brought from that time to change the way that we are living. And it has big impact. This noble man is no one than the Holy Prophet Muhammad. That is considered by an American author, very famous guy, American author, Michael H. Hart, in his famous book, The 100. He's ranking the 100 people, the most influential people to the world over the history. The first one is Muhammad. God had determined this holy message that was granted to this prophet should be continuing till end of the time, so that he has appointed 12 infallible leaders that we call them Imam in Arabic word. Imam is leader. So 12 infallible leaders as a successor of this prophet, they were continuing the same action, the same responsibility and mission of the prophet. This chain of divine leaders started with Imam Ali, who is also famous and well known in the world, not by the Muslims. And maybe it's interesting for you all to know that, for instance, the United Nations, in some of their reports, they're referring to some of the teachings of Imam Ali and saying that for this time being, if you want to seek knowledge, if you want to govern society, if you want to think about these things, we are advising you, you can check the report, it's available online. They give you recommendation to read some quotation of Imam Ali, who is the first successor of the Prophet. Here is the picture of that report. Just one of the points that they are amazed by this man, this noble man, that he hadn't any teacher except the Prophet. He was talking about culture in that uncivil society. He was talking about knowledge when there were no even literate people. He was talking about being nice and being humble to people when people were arrogant and, you know, the situation. I'm not going to talk about the Prophet and the leaders much, but it was an introductory to the origin of Kicea. Why Kicea is here now? We should know about the origin. It was the origin. And you may hear about the word Shia. Shia is, or Shia Islam, is a sect of Islam who believes the Prophet and the 12 infallible successor of him as the appointment of God. So Shia believed them as well as the Holy Quran for the sources of their belief. Shia thought is spread in the world, in all of the countries, but mainly, as you may know, in Iran, 70 million we have, in Pakistan, 26 million, and in Iraq, 22 million, India, 24, and Turkey, Azerbaijan, and lots of other countries we have. In some countries like Lebanon and Bahrain, the percentage of Shia is considerable, but because the population of country is small, I didn't take it here. Anyhow, I want to give the picture of ship and the world, so that we have people here from different countries. Just briefly about our organization, our NGO. The mission to establish this NGO is, we have some foreigners from different countries, as you may see, and they have their own beliefs and their own culture. They're living here in Korea. So first, for them, they need to preserve their culture and their beliefs. And of course, we need to introduce what is this thinking to the Korean people, so that we can understand each other. We should introduce Korean culture to them, and to Korean people, their culture. This is the main mission that we established this NGO. We want to create and cultivate the harmony between Korean people and foreigners, from different types, from students, from professors, from businessmen, all who are living here. And we want to promote the publications. Unfortunately, we hadn't chance to a publication of Shia thought in Korea. The only thing that we have is different than our way, so we start this way to publicate and teach and tell people about the teaching of the success of the Prophet. Also, we need to educate our people, our community, and Korean people who are interested. There are lots of students, there's Korean students, they're interested to learn about Arabic language, Persian language, Middle East culture, Middle East economy. Of course, we are going to have our ceremonial, our events for our people. Meanwhile, we can invite some other Korean people that are interested about knowing these kind of things. For their business, for their interest, they need to know, so they are welcome to come and learn, and we can discuss about all of these things. Meanwhile, having some seminars, having some kind of program, the workshop to introduce and find out what are the similarities between our culture and Korean culture would be part of our activities. We have strong wish and hope to establish, this is a start, but we have hope because we have a long way to go, to establish a long way, in a good way, a proper and a straightforward way of behavior between us and Korean people, so that we can understand each other, so that we can have harmonized community and society in this land, South Korea. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, sir, for your detailed talk. 다른 나라 언어로 스피치를 계속하니까 재미없죠? 재미없긴 아니에요. 근데 좀 계속 다른 말로 하니까 저도 좀 계속 졸릴 것 같아요. 여기 온도도 좀 낮춰줬으면 좋겠어요. 너무 더울 것 같아요, 여기. 네. 조금만 내려주세요. Dear audience, now I would like to request our next participant. But before that, just talk briefly about something. My Pakistani brothers must be thinking, what is this? Everything English, you know? We need real stuff, and for us, things are real when it's Urdu, you know? So, come and fix this mic. So, for our Pakistani participants, you know, things are real when it is in Urdu. So, I would like Brother Syed Iftikhar Shah to come to the stage and have a very brief speech in Urdu.
Respected ladies and gentlemen, Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
And Yorubal Anyashmika. बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। सबसे पहले मैं अल्लाह ताला की ज़ात का शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ कि जिसने हमें ये मौका नसीब किया, हमें इकट्ठे होने का चांस दिया। और इसके साथ साथ मैं मोहम्मद वाले मोहम्मद का शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ कि जिन्होंने सख्तियाँ बर्दाश्त करके एक अजीम अल्लाह ताला की जो दीन की हम तक तालीमात पहुँचाई, उसके लिए हम मोहम्मद वाले मोहम्मद का शुक्रिया अदा करते हैं। और मैं आपसे रिक्वेस्ट करता हूँ कि एक दफ़ा उनके लिए दुरूद पढ़ें।
अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला
केसिया का तारफ़ कराता जाऊँ कि मैं, जैसे कि हमारे चेयरमैन साहब ने भी तारफ़ कराया केसिया का, कि ये कोरिया इस्लामिक कल्चर एक्सचेंज एसोसिएशन बनाई हमने। इसमें हमारी सबसे पहले जो कोशिश होगी वो ये होगी कि इस एसोसिएशन के तहत हम कोरियन और इस्लामिक कल्चर को एक्सचेंज करेंगे, जो कि हमें मौका बहुत कम मिला। और इंशाल्लाह ये एसोसिएशन जो बनाई है इसके तहत हम इंशाल्लाह कोशिश करेंगे कि ये जो कि कोरियन और पाकिस्तानी या जो भी डिफरेंट नेशंस हैं उनके दरमियान जो कि मिसअंडरस्टैंडिंग है, हम उनको ख़त्म करेंगे। दूसरी बात, इस एसोसिएशन के तहत कोरियन और मुसलमानों के दरमियान कुछ स्पोर्ट्स के भी हम प्रोग्राम रखेंगे। कोरियन सकाफत को मुसलमानों तक पेश करना होगा हमें, और बहुत से काम भी करने हैं हमें। मतलब बहुत से मुसलमान भाई जो कोरियन के साथ शादी करते हैं लेकिन उनके कल्चर को डिसलाइक करते हैं, और बाज़ का ऐसा होता है कि मिसअंडरस्टैंडिंग भी पैदा होती है, और बाद में क्या होता है कि मसला सेपरेशन पे आ जाता है। तो इंशाल्लाह इस किस्म के जो मसाइल होंगे हम उसको भी सॉल्व करेंगे। इसके अलावा इंशाल्लाह हम एक इस्लामिक सेंटर कायम करेंगे यहाँ पे। इसके अलावा हम इस्लामिक कुतुब जो हैं वो पब्लिश करेंगे और उनकी शायद करेंगे। कोरियन और मुसलमानों के दरमियान कारोबारी मौके जो हैं वो इंशाल्लाह बढ़ चढ़ कर हमें उनमें हिस्सा भी लेंगे और मौके भी फराहम करेंगे। मुकामी और गैर मुकामी अफराद के दरमियान इंशाल्लाह रज़ाकाना काम होगा इसके ज़रिए। यानी किसी दोस्त की अगर कोई जॉब का मसला है, कोई कानूनी मसला है, और इसके अलावा अगर किसी बीमारी का मसला है जिसको ट्रीटमेंट नहीं मिल रही, हम इंशाल्लाह उसकी हेल्प भी करेंगे। इनके अलावा ऐसे काम जो कि एसोसिएशन बेहतर समझती है वो भी होंगे। मिसाल के तौर पर हम अपने जो इस्लामी त्यौहार हैं उनको भी उनकी डेट के मुताबिक मनाया करेंगे, जो कि हमारा असल मकसद ही है। ये सारे काम करने की इजाज़त कोरियन गवर्नमेंट ने हमें अपने एक्ट नंबर 23 और पैराग्राफ नंबर 4 के तहत हमें दिया। दुरूद पढ़े मोहम्मद वाले मोहम्मद। चूँकि हमने कल्चर इस्लामिक कल्चर शो करना है कोरिया में, और इनके कोरिया के कल्चर को भी हमने इंशाल्लाह अडॉप्ट करना है, तो पहले थोड़ी सी बात करता जाऊँ मैं कि कल्चर को हमें शो करने के लिए हमें कुछ मार्फत होनी चाहिए। अगर मार्फत नहीं होगी, हमें सूझबूझ नहीं होगी, तो हम कल्चर को शो नहीं कर सकेंगे, हम इस्लाम को शो नहीं कर सकेंगे। लिहाजा अल्लाह ताला ने कुरान में भी फरमाया है कि दीन में सूझबूझ हासिल करो। अगर आप दीन में सूझबूझ हासिल नहीं करेंगे तो आप जाहिल रहेंगे, और जाहिल हमेशा डरते रहेंगे। मसलन मार्फत की बात करूँ तो शैतान को हज़रत आदम अलैहिस्सलाम की मार्फत नहीं थी, और शैतान को खुदा ताला की ज़ात ने रद्द कर दिया। हज़रत आदम अलैहिस्सलाम को आलहीन की मार्फत थी, तो हज़रत आदम अलैहिस्सलाम अल्लाह ताला के महबूब नबी बन गए। इसके अलावा हज़रत नूह अलैहिस्सलाम के बेटे को उनके नबी होने की मार्फत नहीं दी, और क्या हुआ, वो जहन्नम में गया। इसके अलावा हज़रत यूसुफ अलैहिस्सलाम कि भाइयों को उनकी नबूवत का इल्म नहीं था और उनके भाइयों ने भी उन पर जुल्म किया। इसके अलावा मौला अली अलैहिस्सलाम जो कि रसूल खुदा के बहुत करीब तरीन, और इसके अलावा मौला अली को हजूर पाक की मार्फत थी, तो बचपन में ही हजूर पाक के वसी बन गए। और एक मिसाल देता चलूं कि मार्फत ही एक ऐसी चीज है जिससे मौला अली की मार्फत हो तो कोई मालिक अश्तर बन जाता है, कोई मोहम्मद बिन अबू बकर बन जाता है, और जब हुसैनियत की मार्फत हो तो इंसान मुख्तार सदवी बन जाता है। शाह अस्त हुसैन, बादशाह अस्त हुसैन, दीन अस्त हुसैन, दीन पना अस्त हुसैन, सरदाद नदाद दर दस्ते यजीद, हक्का के बिला ला इलाहा अस्त हुसैन। दीन, जैसा कि अल्लाह ताला ने भी कहा है कि दीन में सूझबूझ हासिल करो। और दीन क्या है? दीन, जबकि ये बहुत से मुफक्कर जो है, ये जो बहुत से लोगों ने एक हमें आइडिया दिया कि दीन क्या है, दीन है हुसैन। और अगर हम हुसैन का नाम लेते हैं, इसका मतलब अगर हुसैनियत पे चलते हैं तो हम दीन पे चल रहे हैं। अगर हम हुसैनियत से हटे हुए हैं तो हम दीन से हटे हुए हैं। और आजकल बच्चा बच्चा भी ये जानता है कि दीन हुसैन है। अब आपने खुद देखना है, जहाँ जहाँ भी हुसैनियत है वहाँ वहाँ दीन है। तो इसके अलावा चूँकि टाइम की बहुत किल्लत है, मैं आपसे इजाज़त चाहता हूँ। अस्सलाम वालेकुम।
बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया सईद इफ्तिखार हुसैन शाह। सईद इफ्तिखार हुसैन शाह के बारे में मैं बताता चलूँ कि केसिया में उनके काफ़ी खिदमात हैं। रिसेंटली रजिस्ट्रेशन और डॉक्यूमेंटेशन के हवाले से इनकी टीम ने बहुत भरपूर दिन रात बढ़ चढ़ के मेहनत किया, जिसका नतीजा ये हुआ कि हमने टाइम पे हमें रजिस्ट्रेशन मिल गई। उनकी सियाहत और सलामती के लिए बुलंदतर सलवात। Ladies and gentlemen, you guys are enjoying the speeches a lot. I'm enjoying them too. But I think we should have a small change in the flow of our program, especially for our Korean friends. It will be a bit boring if there is no song or music or dance. And when the speeches are in foreign language, they must be saying, "Ah, chulyo." So I think, but I'm sorry to say that in Islamic culture, we do not have dance and music as such. We do have songs which have a little different axis. The focus